Alright guys, I thought I'd show you how I've been tying my jigs up. This little red jig head here, I got it Sports Academy. You see it's got the little bait keeper on it. I'm gonna cut that off so I can wrap it properly. And to do that, I don't always have to do that. There's a company called Drop Shot that makes these very nice heads here. And they come with a little wire bait keeper on them, so it's just much easier to cut off. But I'm not close to home. I get them at the Assessor exit on 57. I don't remember what exit number that is. The bait shop there, I can't remember what the name of that bait shop is either. But anyway, I'm gonna use little side cutters here, nip around the shank. If you can kind of see that. The paint won't hold on very well on these cheaper jigs, but you can kind of go around it until you got it cut free from the head. Then I have a little pair of needle nose pliers I got from a hardware store somewhere. I just grab it and pinch it, basically just smash it smash it until it comes free. Just kind of use the shank to rip it off here, just like that. Once I got it free, these are 1/16 ounce jigs. I think they're made by Mad Cats or something like that. I don't know what I do with the package. It's like a short shank J-bend hook. Okay, I was just trying to get the vise to bite right so it wouldn't fall loose on me. Put the jig in the vise, and I usually bury that point right to the inside, just right to the edge of that of these jaws here, so that it doesn't stick me. You can cut your string on it too. Oh, I forgot one thing. All right, so the tools you use, really good sharp pair of scissors, bobbin to hold your thread. You already saw the pliers, and I use this little cheap whip finish tool. I need to buy a better one that has a little bit bigger handle on it, but this works just fine for now. Okay, so what I like to do, I like to take this bottle I stole from Lori, this Sally Hansen's, hard as nails, and use it as a binder on the base to keep the jig body from sliding around the hook, twisting, you know. I just put a little bit on it, doesn't take a whole lot. I take my thread, start wrapping, and I'm gonna go wrap it all the way down to the point of the hook, which again is just barely poking out of the jaws. And I caught it right there, so I'm coming back up. You kind of have to be careful there because you can cut your string. Once I'm back at the head, I grab my scissors, snip that free, and this is trash. All right, so for this jig with the red head, I'm going with the red tail. I've already picked some feathers out for us, so I don't have to do that on this video. Some of them are better than others. These are blood quills, marabou blood quills. I get them from Hairline. You can't order directly through Hairline. You got to order through like Barlow's Tackle, someplace like that. And I'm not going to use this whole feather. So I want to stick it off about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch past the end of the hook and bind it down. So it's a little long. It's about right there. Then I'm going to snip that free. Can't see nothing. So I'm going to lay it on top of the shank and kind of smash it around, and then grab a hold of it with a string. You see it kind of came up a little bit there. There we go. And then start wrapping it down nice and easy until you know you got it all gathered up. And then now you can hammer down on it. Get it nice and tight. You can obviously break your string, so you can only go so tight. And there's that. That's the tail. For some reason it always ends up longer than planned, but that's fine for me. And then I'm going to take this polar flash, which I did not get ready. polar flash. This is red pearl. I believe I either got that from Woods and Waters Outdoor or Fly Fish Food. And similar to what we did with the marabou feather, I'm going to grab a little bit here. Try to fish off all the excess here. Get to where I just the amount that I want. And that's probably going to be pretty good. I like mine pretty flashy because I fish a lot of muddy water. So that's about the right amount right there. Again, I'm going to stick it off about the same length as the tail. I can run this just a little long and then trim it off to fit because it's not all perfectly shaped. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. I'm going to pinch it here and snip this off. Lay it on there. Kind of work it around the hook just a little bit, not as much as a feather. Capture it and then wind your string down all the way to the base. And then back up to the head. I'm kind of shaky. I'm shaking the table here. I apologize. This is my camper table. And it's not the sturdiest thing in the world. And then I'm going to trim this off just past the end of the feathers. Just like that. And it's handy to have a little trash can for this kind of stuff. Which I don't have here in the camper. Or my vacuum cleaner. My little handheld vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to have glitter everywhere. It's going to look like I've had strippers up in here. Lori's going to kill me. No, she won't. All right. Put that away. Okay, so that's our tail finished. Now, you can just leave it a threaded body, but I do tend to like a chenille body more than just the threaded kind. I think it just adds just a little bit more flash. This is from Woods and Waters Outdoor, the custom chenille. I like it because it's full. It's not really hollow. And I can go through and show you the differences. But this thing, as you can see, they come all twisted up. So it's always a mess. And I should have sorted that out before I started recording. But I'll do that later. And that's all it is. It's basically like a sparkly yarn with a cord in the middle. And I'll peel it back so you can see the cord. So there's the cord in the middle. And you don't always have to peel it back. Sometimes I do if I want to save on bulk. I peel the outer shell back. But I'm just going to lay this up here since I need more bulk. Lay it at the same spot, right at the back of the head. Capture it with your string. Wind on back to the point of the hook. Keep it nice and tight. Wind it all the way back up. And since this is kind of soft, I'm gonna put another layer of Sally Hansen's up here, right on the back, kind of to bind it in, just a little bit, not a lot. Doesn't take much. Now, I'm gonna take the rotary function on my vise here. I'm gonna take the arm, the bobbin holder, that is kind of off camera, but it's gonna hold the string out of my way for me. And this is a Peak rotary vise. Probably the best thing you could use. There is some very nice ones out there, really high dollar ones made for fly fishing that don't hold very large jigs or hooks. So keep that in mind. Now I just rotate this vise around, keeping this chenille close to each other. Just wind it on up to the head, right to the back of the neck. And I don't want to go too far. That's too far. We'll probably stop right about there. It never ends up perfectly. So wherever you think it's best. We'll go around it a couple times, catch a couple fibers so it doesn't come loose. And I go around the chenille, back over the top of it, around the jig twice, and around the chenille, and around the jig twice. And then I can cut the chenille free. And I like these scissors. Probably can't see it at all, but they have a really fine point on the end. And I don't have to worry about fitting my fingers in dang little holes. Because I swear, scissors are made for 5-year-olds. There we go. Cut that free. And then I'm going to a few more laps, and then I'm going to take my whip finisher, put it on there, make this little triangle. Then I wrap that triangle around the head. You probably can't see that at all. Maybe you can. See if I can hold that there and put something white behind it where you can see it. Oh, you can see it pretty well. But there you go. You keep the jig head in the center of the triangle. I try to go around 5-6 times. And then take it off the whip finisher tool, pull it tight, snip it free. Now at this point you can add some more Sally Hansen's to those threads. Right there, just a little bit. Or even better, some UV resin. But I don't have any UV resin, and I'm not going to put Sally Hansen's on it because those knots worked really well. So that's that one. That's what it looks like going through the water. The sparkle's down because crappie tend to eat up. So you want to put all the flash. I try to put all the flash at the bottom. Sometimes I do two-tone. I do it on both sides, but that's neither here nor there. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's that one. Those little white eyes look weird, but I'm living with it. So let's tie one of the blue ones up. One of the blue jig heads. This was, I don't know, Mo Bright, something like that. Also got that at Academy Sports. Again, I'm going to cut that bait keeper off there. Now, you can order jigs from Elite Jigs online that don't have any bait keeper on them at all. But obviously, when you're spending half your time in a campground, you don't really have that luxury to order stuff. So you just use what you got to use. These little things are cumbersome sometimes. Yeah, you just smash it flat and just rip that lead off there. And don't let that lead get stuck in your carpet either. Next thing you know, it'll be in your foot. All right, bury that hook point back. Little of Sally Hansen's on the shank. I get rid of this chenille for now. All right, I'm gonna do this one with a white marabou feather. And instead of the red. Also from Bloodline, or not Bloodline, Hairline, blood quills. And measure it about the same. Stick it off the back about 1/2 to 3/4. Grab it, snip it. As you can see, I only used that much. It's wasteful, but you can't use the rest of it. It's trash once you cut it. Oh, now you see that I messed up here. Look at this. I don't even have the string on here. So now what I gotta do? Well, I'm gonna try to one-hand it on there. I'm gonna use the black also. It looks like it matches the eyes really well. You don't have to use black. You can use whatever color you want. I do have some light blue that would look really good, but I'm gonna stick with the black. Kind of bring those eyes back out a little bit. And these hook shanks are a little bit longer, different manufacturer. So, all right, now put our feather back on here. Try to capture as many of those little feathers as you can. And I'm doing this without my cheaters too. This would help if I had my little 3.0 cheaters. But our wonderful dog Ren decided to get him off the kitchen table and eat him. Yeah, he's still alive, in case you were wondering. There's that. That's a good looking color right there. That kind of aqua blue and the white tail. All right, we're gonna put some flash on it. We're gonna go with polar flash again. This time blue pearl instead of white pearl. We're gonna get probably about the same amount. See how it works out best. This is not as vibrant, So maybe we'll just add a few more strands into it. It didn't stick out near as much as that red did. And you can kind of see how some of those strands are longer than others. So we're going to leave this long. There we go. We'll leave it that much longer. Snip it off. Lay it up to the back of the head. Capture those fibers. Wrap it on down to the hook point, or right where you left off before. And wrap it back up. I'm shaking the ding dong out of this table. Wanted to say something else there, but I tried to refrain. All right, then cut that little tab off. As a jig tire, this is probably not worth saving. It's just a little bit of a mess. They do make hair stackers that you can probably make that work on something like a fly, but not for this. I mean, I haven't tied any flies yet. Don't know if I'll go. I don't know if I will. All right, again, Woods and Waters Outdoor, custom chenille, blue ice, medium size. I haven't opened this pack yet either, and you can see it's all twisted up as well. Okay, this one's worse than the last one. So we can get us an end free here. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna clean up this end because it's kind of messy there on the end. It didn't really take well at the finish. There we go. Lay that on the back of the hook, right up against the head. Capture that chenille. Wrap it on down. All right, there's that. I'm gonna put a little more Sally Hansen's again on the shank. A few drops, just enough to bind it in there. I think that works really well for that. Pretty much everybody that ties jigs uses Sally Hansen. And I mean, every video I've ever watched, from Eric Massey to Texas Cajun Outdoors, all of them, they all use it. So we use the rotary function again, keeping those nice and tight so they don't overlap and there's no spaces in between. Oh, yeah, that's fine. And probably stop about right there. I'll give it a couple of wraps. Capture the chenille a little bit so I can kind of let go of that fiber and it won't unwind on me. Around, over, around, over, and around and over. I'm gonna take my scissors, cut the chenille free. Give it a couple more wraps. Cover up the end I just cut off. Grab our whip finish tool. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. Pull it tight. Snip the excess free. I kind of like these things. I don't have to fiddle with my fingers inside there. And that's done. There's that one. This other one we tied up. You see it doesn't take long. That one there we tied up. Tied this one up yesterday. Also tied this one up yesterday. So, what was that? That's a slow 15 minutes basically to get 2 of them tied up. So it's not that bad. And when you see the price of jigs like this in the bait shops and in stores, you'll wonder why you haven't done this before. So, see ya.